Hello and welcome to Understanding Accessibility Issues as an Adult Educator. My name is Dusty Kennedy and I will be your guide throughout this process. Our goal today is to develop a better understanding of some of the issues that adult learners may experience on a daily basis. Before we get too far down the road, these are going to be our topics for this video. We'll first discuss an overview of accessibility issues in adult education, which will include some eye-opening statistics on adults with disabilities. Next, we'll talk about the importance of educator awareness when it comes to adult accessibility issues. It's surprising how easy it is to overlook this segment of the population. But just being aware of the situation isn't enough, which brings us to our next topic: resources for students and educators on assistive technology. Once we have an understanding of what issues adults face and why it's important for us as educators to understand their issues, we need to know how we can use assistive technologies to help those that find it difficult to learn in a world where most instruction is developed for the able-bodied. And after talking about the resources, we'll hone in on a specific assistive technology and how it can be used in adult education. Alright, let's jump in and get started. In preparing for this presentation, I decided to get a better view of where we are starting when it comes to disabilities. One of the first resources I found that discussed this topic was the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, or the CDC. Now, I know you may be thinking, the CDC? Why go there for disability information? I thought they just monitored, diseases. Well, yeah, they do monitor diseases, but they also monitor and develop materials for a wide range of issues as well, disabilities being one of those issues. According to the CDC, 61 million adults in the U.S. live with a disability. That's 26%, or 1 in 4 adults. But what exactly are we talking about when we talk about disabilities? Because that seems like an incredibly high number. Well, disabilities included in this number are mobility, or people that have serious difficulty walking or climbing stairs; cognition, which includes people that have serious difficulty concentrating, remembering, or making decisions; independent living, which includes difficulty doing errands alone; hearing, which includes deafness or serious difficulty hearing; vision, which is blindness or difficulty seeing; and self-care, which includes difficulty in day-to-day things like dressing or bathing. As you can see, there are several types of disabilities. Now, think about adults that may experience multiple types of disabilities. Let's not stop there. Disabilities are common in several groups. 2 in 5 adults aged 65 or older have a disability. 1 in 4 women have a disability, and 2 in 5 non-Hispanic American Indians or Alaskan Natives have disabilities. Adults living with disabilities are more likely to be obese, smoke, have heart disease, or have diabetes. Had enough? Now might be a good time to pause this video and let those statistics set in. The purpose of this video is not to bring you down, but to inform, which brings us to our next topic: the importance of educator awareness when it comes to adult accessibility issues. Think about someone with a mobility issue. Mobility isn't just those that may not have the use of their legs to walk or climb stairs. Mobility issues in a learning setting also includes people that may not be able to physically interact with technology with ease. Those that experience mobility issues may find it difficult to use a mouse or a keyboard with a computer. If the adult education program that you're developing curriculum for utilizes computers, you need to think about accessibility in your curriculum design. Well, hold up. New word alert: accessibility. Webster defines accessibility as easily used or accessed by people with disabilities, or adapted for use by people with disabilities. So when we think about accessibility in curriculum design, we're developing our curriculum in a way that can be accessed by people with disabilities. Let's review some of our disability types: mobility, cognition, hearing, vision, etc. Think about how a hearing-impaired adult would access education materials without being able to hear an instructional video. Imagine how a vision-impaired adult would learn from not being able to see a diagram or a picture that demonstrates an educational concept. Someone with a cognitive disability like dyslexia has a difficult time reading text on a page. When developing educational content, we must be aware of these issues and follow best practices when it comes to accessibility. So, what are the best practices? This is where Universal Design for Learning, or UDL, comes in. UDL was adapted from the Universal Design movement in architecture, wherein designers work to make places and things more accessible to individuals with disabilities. When applied in an architecture setting, it was discovered that designing for those with disabilities also benefited able-bodied as well. So when we design with everyone in mind, everyone benefits. The same holds true for education. When curriculum is developed with every person in mind, every person, whether disabled or able-bodied, benefits. The goal of UDL is that all content can pour, or P-O-U-R, or that all content is perceivable, operable, understandable, and robust. For more information on UDL and best practices, check out the links in the description. Okay, so now you know a little more about accessibility issues. You know why educators need to consider accessibility issues in curriculum design, and you even know some of the best practices when it comes to design. But what about the learner? How will they access the content? Well, I'm glad you asked. Luckily, there's a whole field of technology for just such a case. It's called Assistive Technology. Well, there we go again. New word alert. Assistive Technology, or AT, is defined as products, equipment, and systems that enhance learning, working, and daily living for persons with disabilities. AT can be low-tech or high-tech. It could be computer hardware or software. It could be specialized learning materials or special curriculum. Some examples of AT in education would be special purpose computers, communication boards made of cardboard or fuzzy felt, prosthetics, mounting systems and positioning devices, screen readers and communication programs, or special switches, keyboards, and pointing devices. For more information regarding assistive technology resources, also check out the links in the description. Now let's take a closer look at one of these assistive technologies in education. One type of technology that can help multiple types of disabilities in an education setting is a simple screen reader. Screen readers do just what they say. They read the contents of a screen for those with a visual or cognitive disability. Suddenly, words can now leap off the page for individuals using this technology. Screen readers work differently based on what type of content the user is viewing. One example might be a Word document that contains the instructions for the student's assignment. If the Word document is created with accessibility in mind, it would be structured to take advantage of document styles like headings and lists. This provides a hierarchy for the document and structures it in a way that the screen readers can easily interpret it. Websites work the same way. Websites need to utilize certain formatting so that it can be accessed by a screen reader. This also includes alt text for pictures and graphics. For example, on the CDC website where I acquired the statistics for adult disabilities in the U.S., below the graphic is a great summation of the infographic and all the information contained on the image. Since screen readers can't read images, the information below is like a transcript of the image. This allows users using a screen reader to get the same information as individuals that don't experience a visual or cognitive disability. Screen readers also have the ability to read books to the user. Imagine being given the assignment to read Moby Dick, but there are no Braille copies for visually impaired individuals. You would have to have someone read it to you, and that's where screen readers can assist those with visual or cognitive disabilities. Screen readers can open up a world of printed works to those that have a hard time reading, and reading is a huge part of education. Well, that does it for today. Hopefully you've learned a little bit more about adult accessibility issues and what we as educators can do to assist those that seek to learn while experiencing these issues. So, the next time you're developing curriculum for adult learners, remember, there's a 26% chance that one of your students is living with a disability. Let's all make sure to create curriculum that's accessible for every person. Thanks for joining me. Again, my name is Dusty Kennedy, and until next time, go learn something.